Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about why you might be failing self-improvement. Now, I want to get one thing out of the way. You cannot fail self-improvement. That seems counterintuitive, but what I mean by that is that you never can fail and get off self-improvement because you're perpetually on self-improvement once you get on it. Because I've said it in my first video and I really mean it. Self-improvement is a mindset and a lifestyle. And you cannot stop that. It is a lifestyle that you live by. Once you realize you've maybe lacked in discipline and you might be failing, then you just push back harder. You push back with everything you got. The more times you do this, the more times it'll be more likely that you'll push through that plateau and you'll push through that withdrawal of all your dopamine. And I want to now knowing this, I want to give you some reasons on why you might be in the short term failing. Maybe you've relapsed back to your bot life, and I want to help you with that. And the first step to that is to understanding why that might be the case. I wanted to talk to you about a compounding phase. Now, I mean a compounding phase, that's all the time that you've experienced this plateau and when all your good habits are compounding. Because when they're all compounding, they're slowly building up, you don't see the change. But then there's going to be that one realization point and that one point where you make a lot of improvement. And then you'll realize that you've made so much improvement and that you've taken that big step forward. And you're going to have a lot of these big steps forward in your future. But you might be in a plateau phase right now where it's all compounding. And when you're in this compounding phase, you won't realize that you're in it. And you'll think that you're just not making any improvement because you're not doing something right or you're not good enough. This is the thing we must avoid, because if we start thinking like this, we're not going to feel motivated to continue. And you need to understand this compounding phase, and part of it is understanding that realization and that blast off point that will come. Another reason why you might be failing in the short term is that you're not pushing yourself enough. Now, this is going to hurt your ego, and your bot brain is just going to have to calm down for a second, because you're going to have to realize that maybe just realize the possibility that you haven't been pushing yourself. Maybe you haven't been taking the hard options. Maybe you weren't sprinting at the end of your run for fun. And I that reminds me, because I went on a run today. I was really dying. My legs were hurting, but I just sprinted at the end. I saw my house and I started sprinting. It's that kind of playful mindset that I spoke of in my discipline video. But check that video out. It's gonna help a lot. But you need to push yourself at every opportunity you have, and you might not be doing this. And you're gonna have to just ask yourself really honestly, have you been pushing yourself lately? Because it's very likely that you haven't been pushing yourself as much as you want to, and you have to push yourself to build your confidence and build your discipline. Another huge reason why you might not be improving is that you've been getting complacent. Now, this is for if you're later down the road and you've been seeing improvements in your physique and your grades and you've been getting comfortable. You cannot get comfortable. Now, I'm gonna try to drill this through your head. If you get comfortable, you will not see results. Because you might be thinking, oh, I'm just gonna enjoy it, but I'm still gonna improve. You have to have that grind mindset that you can never stop. If you get comfortable and you stop where you are, then all of your improvement is just gonna go down the drain, and then you're gonna realize that your life, it wasn't as good as you thought it was. It seems like good because you used to live a bot life before, but if you start just getting comfortable at where you're at, you're never gonna push that and make it keep on pushing. There's always more to improve, and you need to realize this. You cannot forget this. The last reason I have for you is that you might be improving solo. Now, this is going to be harder for some people, but for me, it came really easily. I've talked about this before. I've found someone that does self-improvement with me. And honestly, if you have someone that does self-improvement with you, it keeps you accountable. I'm going to have a video on accountability. I think it's a really good concept, but just for now, understand that someone else is watching you. And when someone else is watching you, you need to perform. And when you do self-improvement with somebody, it just has that healthier, friendly mindset to self-improvement. And if you can just nourish this and make sure you're on the grind together, that is going to improve your results so much. You also have competition. It's a natural competition for you. With your friend, you're going to compete who can get the better grades, who can get the better physique. Whenever I send a shirtless picture to my friend, he sends one back, and it's so funny because that's just a testament to how we've been competing against each other in a healthy, competitive way. And this is an environment for just so much growth. And I feel like without it, it's gonna be that much harder. Hopefully you enjoyed those 4 reasons, and I really want you to understand that it's just you have to push yourself. I know that was one of the reasons, but I felt like it was good to include it in the outro as well, because people do, you have to push yourself to your limits. I've been having this mindset lately because I've been watching a lot of David Goggins motivational videos, and I know that's BS and I shouldn't be, but it's kind of given me another perspective because it's opened my eyes to what people could do with their bodies and how much they could push yourselves. And I want to become like that. I want to be that person who has pushed themselves to their limits and has done that many times. Keep that in mind. The actual step for this video is to just try to find someone to do self-improvement with. Because going back to that last bullet, that was so important. Because if me imagining myself, like, if I didn't have that one friend I speak about a lot, then definitely things would have been harder. And I'm really thankful for him. I'm going to end it there, but thank you so much for watching. Until next time.